Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome to a blind reaction video to Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 1. To you after 2,000 years, the fall of Shiganshina, Part 1, Episode 1. Now, I'm not going to watch anything past this. I'm reading the manga right now, and I don't want to be spoiled. I just want to watch the first episode to see how they translated the first chapter, or the first 4 chapters. Hopefully I don't go past that point in Episode 1. Just a heads up, do not spoil me in the comments below. I would like to read the manga first before experiencing the anime. I just want to see how they put some things together. So I'll be doing a blind reaction just to see how the animation stuff plays out, but also I do narrative analysis, especially from a manga read perspective. I've been breaking down the manga chapters as I go and kind of speculating, and I wanted to see if the anime does anything that reinforces those signals. I'm already seeing the first still here. This is literally the opening shot, and there's the whole bird in the cage scenario that they talk about a lot, that Eren talks about a lot in Volume 1. That feels like a very symbolic relevant piece to the narrative on Attack on Titan. Just the conceptual, the concept of freedom that he wants to kind of exist outside of the walls of the city of the last remaining humanity. I'm just going to watch, and I'm going to see how close it gets to it. If it starts to deviate too much, I'm probably going to stop, just because I do not want to spoil the manga for myself along the way. But let's give this a play, and that's, yeah, I'm curious to see what they've done. So, I mean, the manga starts off with he's kind of dreaming or stuck in a dream, or so they expanding on that vision, because like we sort of didn't get this, right? So they're mixing a couple scenes together here. Very.
In our hearts, we knew home was a pen. Humanity, cattle.
I mean, I don't remember those lines. Okay. So this is the actual prologue of the manga right here. Oh, I like it. It really does feel like the manga. My memory of it right now, it's maybe 2 months old, a month and a half, when I did the manga reads. Oh yeah, I like that. It really, like, I'm having my memories of like all manga right now. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's cool to see it. Oh yeah, no, I mean that shot's in the manga. I still remember it, man. That's when I was like, oh, they're going vertical from the tree. That's so cool. Oh, we get to see how the harness actually works, like. Because the animation, okay, that looks cool. That's not really in the manga. Oh, that looks really cool, man. That's not in the manga. We sort of get the sense that that's what's going down, right? But
for my brothers, for humanity.
oh, interesting. So I mean, we didn't really get that context at the manga, right? Because of the whole. I'm just going to skip the intro because I don't want to see any spoilers here. But we didn't get that, so I'll talk about it. The whole, like, so because the shot went to the neck and the blade slice coming down, but we didn't get that until chapter 3, I think, in the manga. Them explaining how that works, how that all works. We're getting a lot more clips here. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, yeah, a lot more clips here than it's a nice scene from the manga as well. The intro.
Hey, Mr. Hannes.
Or you just
Hannes.
Mikas's dad?
Also, I get to learn the pronunciation of names.
What are you even talking about? All we do is eat and sleep. That's it. End of story. We have the peace of mind of livestock.
That's some foreshadowing right there, as the scene played a little longer than it did in the manga, though. Also, we didn't get at the beginning, like the comment about the hair, right? That whole, was your hair different or something like that?
Perfect timing. They're back.
I mean, I went on and on about that in the manga because it seemed relevant. It's relevant to the whole vision thing and the snapping out of it, but they didn't touch on that at all here. It does feel like the pacing still feels aligned with the manga. Like, this is the Act 2, of course, right, where everything starts breaking down, the whole false victory thing of, like, the, you know, the moment. It's coming. It's been the midway point in the animation, probably. So, I mean, this episode, geez, at this pacing, it's likely like chapter 1. At this pacing, are we halfway through? No. Okay, so it might be 2 chapters worth in here. Even that this scene feels like the manga to me.
Where is my son?
This is well done. They really do they honor the translation, man, as much as possible.
I wish I had better news.
That's respectful. Like, even that, my memory is, like, even these angles are from the manga, because I mean, it's pretty fresh. It's fresh enough, and I analyze them so deeply that shot right there, that I really did feel like, I do feel like it's translated well, man. This scene right here.
Tell me my son stood his ground to the bitter end. tell me his sacrifice gave us a better chance!
All of it amounts to nothing!
Yeah, I kind of felt that way in the manga. That translated pretty much. Yeah, no, that comment was in the manga. That's how this reaction is turning into. Well, that's what I want it to be. I don't want this to be like a reaction because like I don't want to spoil myself for the manga. Like I feel like I want to respect that particular view first. And this is really about me. Like, does it translate? Did it actually like? Because I just started getting super curious before jumping into the second volume. You know, I was like, I gotta watch the first episode. I just gotta see with the like how did the animation respect the way this storytelling is done, because you know the art had a certain sensibility to it that I was like, how did that translate into the anime? I needed to know. That's why I'm here. So it's not quite a reaction, but you know what I'm saying. It's like well, for those of you who are around here long enough and watch the manga read-throughs, that's right from the manga too. Like that's how I'm just like, no, that's like the pacing, all the scenes. Yeah, she throws him against the wall. Yeah, no, but see, actually, like I can actually see the animation of it, and I had to fill in the blanks between the panels, and sometimes that didn't translate very well in the manga. But here, it's like yeah, it's very obvious, you know. Yep. Wait, for real? Wait, what are you talking about right now? We're halfway through. Oh, sorry, this is like a breakpoint. Oh, cool! Look what they've added in. They added like the pieces in the manga that talk about like how this whole. Wait, no, this is extra. Wait, what is this? Giant field. It's like, no, those are the cities. Oh, this is a much better picture of the cities. Like, each layer of the city has a bait town. So if they break the walls, there's still 4 bait towns on each layer of the wall. That's neat. I like that they added that in. Like, it's kind of relevant for right now. You need to know how these cities work.
Hey, we're home.
I should be back in about a week or so.
Did I get that? Man, I don't think I got the week or so. I don't remember. I kind of wondered where the hell he went off to. And she drops the bomb.
But we can't just give up on it. Because otherwise this nightmare's never gonna end!
I don't know if that translated the same as the manga.
Scold the boy, for heaven's sake!
Scold him? Dear, please, think this through. Mere words won't hold back the boy's curiosity.
I do remember this ending right here, but I remember making
Behave while I'm gone, and I'll
another
let you
comment
know
about
what
cages
I'll
or
be
something
doing
right
in the
there.
cellar.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yes, sir, you got it!
He's so happy. He's so happy.
Good trip!
Let's forget about the key
I meant
for
what
a
I
whole
said.
volume.
The whole idea is just
Or
irresponsible.
no, don't
Irresponsible? So
spoil
what? It's more grown up to
me.
settle for living in fear.
The animation is really clean here. It looks really good. The characters look well designed. I like the line work, you know.
Or does your philosophy say it's wrong to fight back too?
But they feel like the characters from the manga still, you know.
Oh crap! She's with him.
See, I mean that didn't really translate in the manga that way. That worked a lot better here. Also, I feel like there's a lot more reference to like herd, livestock, things like that. Maybe I didn't catch it in the manga, but the wind stops and oh, a lightning strike. You see, I don't remember that from the manga. I don't remember lightning coming down, but I have wondered, where the fuck is this thing coming from? Where is? How does it appear? You know. So that might.
Talk to me.
The animation
What's going on? Some kind of
might
explosion?
have insinuated how this thing appears. So it might have spoiled the manga. See why I wouldn't have. Because I'm fairly certain I didn't spot a lightning bolt.
50 meters high.
Maybe I missed it.
Oh God.
Not that it's super important, but I did wonder how the hell it just appeared out of nowhere, you know? And so this is a wind-up. Nice. It's got a manga. And then Smash Rooney. And it's like straight at the gate. Oh damn. Jesus. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, that guy's gone. Oh, that's right from the manga too. Yeah, that's cool. I like that they respect. Oh god. Just the little details that the panels would have brought, but that they will take that into consideration. You know, when stitching together how they want to animate this thing. So we know where this is going. It's gonna get dark real quick. Huh. What's that all about? Oh, jeez.
Our house is fine. Our house is fine. You turn the corner and it's gonna be standing there in one piece, just like always.
Whoa. Yeah.
Mikasa.
Wow. That looks worse than in the manga. I mean, that's the whole house is on her.
Eren, just take Mikasa and run! Now!
I want to more than anything! But first I need you on your feet!
Sweetie, listen to me. My legs have been crushed. Even if you could get me out of here, I can't run. There's no time.
Whatever, I can carry you!
Will you just shut up and listen to me for once in your life?
Yeah, that's
One
from
thing
mine.
I'm asking you, one thing!
Oh, she's got
Mikasa,
tears.
make him.
So I never seen the tears in the manga. It's just like completely emotionless. But right there, she shows some sort of emotion. Oh yeah, no, she's
Come on,
definitely.
Carla, that's not our only option. Make good on the debt you owe.
Okay, so that's the drop there of the debt. That's creepy. Oh, what a way to do that shot right there. Yeah, that felt like how the manga played out in my brain. That's crazy. It's crazy how well they connected these things.
You hear me? Stay alive!
Like my brain put the shit together the same way, man. That's madness. Oh yeah, that's super depressing. Oh. I don't remember how. Oh, they didn't show it. I don't remember how it did it in the manga. But I think it was just oh, it snapped her spine, maybe. I could swear it like. Yeah. And they made it a lot more dramatic here. They really extended that scene.
And just like that, everything changed. Home was a pen. Humanity, cattle.
And there's a livestock cattle reference again. I don't remember it happening so much, but that might have been from the anime's perspective, the theme, right? Because that's the end. Because they had to get the theme marked in here, and they had to get the thoughts across more simply. Usually repetition will do that, and it'll happen in threes, and so we did kind of get it, but I felt like it happened with cattle instead of birds in this one. Same sort of concept, but a bit of a reversal. A bit of a reversal to the I'll pause this damn shit. Just want to get copyright strike by Japan. But what I was saying is that the theme sort of inverts this one, as opposed to what I got from the first chapter, especially, but the first manga in particular, but the first chapter, the first volume, but the first chapter, where it was about more Eren wanting to, almost like more empowering, because Eren wants to break free from the cage and fly like a bird, or be free or something, like the bird free from the bird cage, right? I like that symbolism a lot, and I didn't get that from the anime. I got more that he was almost, it was like there was no hope there. Yeah, it just turns the cage into a pen instead, which maybe makes more sense because the wall's more like a fence instead of a cage, you know? But there's no symbolic connection to freedom there, which I really enjoyed about the manga. I enjoyed the concept that, and the wing, like even the scouts having the wings as a symbol for what the scouts are, and that he wants to be a scout. He wants to gain the wings, you know? He wants to fly. Like, for me, that feels so cool as a concept. And this just felt sad. It felt depressing. It's like, this is the state of affairs. We're going to get wrecked, and we're just cattle for these things, right? They're just going to devour us. They're just devouring titans, you know? So I'm not sure. I think I enjoyed the manga better because of just literally probably from that piece alone. I enjoyed the presentation of Eren in the manga better. The anime, though, man, they did a really good job with the animation relative to the manga. And people have talked about the art style in the manga read-throughs, as you know, it kind of progressively gets better in the series. That the manga kind of gets better, and they're a little bit loose at the beginning, and they're kind of finding their feet, I guess, in the drawing, in the art style and stuff like that. Yeah, I felt like here, even like the Titans still had a little bit of looseness to them, like non-anatomy, anatomy, but not anatomy. So like there's a bit of that feeling going on. But it's very evident in the manga. The manga pushes the perspective to such degrees that everything distorts. And I do like that. Strangely enough, I like the art better here and the representation of things here more. But the art style sort of is sort of like sticking with me. Like I like the, I'm going to use this not in a negative way, but the more amateurish look of the line work in the manga sort of has a spirit to it now that conveys a certain feeling of unease in the manga that I don't necessarily have with the anime, because the anime is more like everything sort of makes sense, and it's very, very clean. Like the art looks very clean. The face designs, like the line work, I've noticed even the line work has like on like the jawline. I tend to try to pay attention to certain the ways that they draw edges. I'm a big line fan. I know this is weird art nerd shit, okay, but it's like that the line doesn't, it's just not a single line. They have like this texture to the line, this thickness. It goes thin to thick, and it's supposed to convey form a little bit better there. And they generally don't do that in animation because it takes longer to animate something that has a variation of line width. I know, art nerd stuff. So anyways, so I felt like that. High animation quality. So that's the outro there. I mean, I'm tempted to watch episode 2. I'm not going to right now. It does feel like episode 2 is still going to be pretty safe. There's still, there's still quite a bit that I feel like could happen that is not going to get spoiled based on volume 1. But I'm going to leave it at this for now. This is just not a let's try, but it's more like I'm just going to put it out there to see what the audience thinks. Without spoiling, I can't say this enough. I want to read the manga first. Be very careful with spoilers in the comments below. But without spoiling, let me know what you think about whether or not you want to see the reactions come to the channel. I'm happy to do them. Maybe not necessarily in parallel, of course, right? But like as I finish a volume, maybe I'll watch a couple just to see where we're at, but I will always try to stop myself before it gets anywhere near crossing that threshold until I can get more further along in the manga, and then I don't know, maybe these don't just become an analysis. I'm not really doing narrative breakdown on these because I'm doing that to the manga, right? But then this gets to be a kind of a third portion of what I would like to try, which is I get to compare the manga with the anime, you know what I mean? And then that becomes what I'm kind of talking about in the vlog section of these videos. It's just my perception of things, or my critique along the way of either or, because now I have like a relative comparison to put on the table. So if you enjoy that, you want to see more, then don't forget to like. It encourages me to come back sooner. It lets people find the channel. And of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and you've enjoyed the stuff that you've seen. And I will catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace. Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome to a very spontaneous blind reaction to Attack on Titan. This is for episode 2 of the anime, of course. That day, the fall of Shiganshina. And this is, of course, based on the manga, which I'm putting first. I'm going to be reading the manga, and I want to bring the manga back to the channel as an analysis and reaction of the manga, every chapter along the way. And I want to start volume 2 sooner than later. So I figured the fastest way I can reassimilate back into the lore. It's been quite a few months. I had a house move going on, channel migration. This whole thing got re-kicked off here, where you're seeing this now. It's not going to change. This is where things are going to persist going forward. But I figured the shortcut for me to get to the manga faster is to just watch the part 2 of the fall of Shiganshina, because I need to get all the character names back in my head. I've got some paper, I've got a pen, and I'm gonna have to start writing down some names as I go. Not that I'm not gonna get those when I go back to the manga, but I don't want to have a rocky start when I return to the manga volume 2. So I'll be watching these as I finish chapters in the manga. I will never put the anime first, just so that it's clear and transparent for those of you who have possibly stumbled on this channel because of the anime reaction. Go into the playlist area, or even in the channel, the library section, you'll find videos on the Attack on Titan manga series, which I'm doing a reaction and analysis for, and you'll kind of see what I mean about analysis, narrative deconstruction, however you want to call it, because I know that this is multi-part, it's sequential, it's based on the manga kind of stopped, and so, but I mean, the first half half of the manga also felt like it started somewhere fresh, which I think this is going to start where I felt like, oh, this is a clean start, you know what I mean? And then that ended with a climax. I don't think that ended in an Act 3, but it didn't end an Act 3, if that makes any... For those of you who know the manga, you know, I do not, so please don't spoil me along the way. Don't spoil me on the anime, but obviously, by extension, do not spoil me with the manga, because I want to preserve the manga blind read experience as much as possible. Hopefully the levels are good. I'm going to give this a go, and we'll see how it goes. This is my return back, so it could be a little bit rocky, but we'll see how it goes. This is like right from the manga. There's that page that breaks it down, you know? Then, the intro. On fire. An epic for like One Punch Man. Is it? I don't know. Woo! Remember that part? That part was friggin' rad. That was awesome. Now, I mean, I'm seeing a lot more in this intro than obviously I've seen in the book, but that's okay. I don't have any context, you know? It's not spoiler. It's not spoilery. All right, here we go. So this is going to start with the army, if I remember correctly. I don't remember correctly. I don't remember exactly how it ended. Yeah, okay. We're still at that point. Woo! I thought we were a little further. It's been almost a year since I watched episode 1, folks.
Look.
Whew, that was after the mom.
Nothing you could have done for her, you understand?
You know what I'm saying?
You're a kid.
Oh, the blinders.
I'm worse.
Copyright gods.
When push came to shove, I was too...
It's just me, or I feel like the line work on episode 2 is... Oh, I like that. That's right from the manga too. That's something that stayed there because that's important. That's an important scene. I have the line work feels a little thicker around the edges. Like it feels cleaner in a sense. Not clean. Like it feels more pronounced. I don't remember that from the first episode. Again, it's been a year. Yeah. The evacuation, the inner wall evacuation or something. Yeah. Okay, it's coming back. See, this is why I did the anime.
Jut out like thorns at vital spots along Wall Maria. Their basic function is to streamline troop dispersal and keep security costs down by drawing Titans into specific areas.
Great stuff. Great weaving right there.
A single gate through which its citizens are able to retreat deeper inward should the need arise.
That's great. I think they did it. That was well done. I do feel like this is more robust. The actual invasion, or this side. Ooh, I like that shot. That was really cool too. Yeah, I feel like they're putting a bit more emphasis on this. And I remember the evacuation spread. I can't believe I'm going off memory here. Part of me feels like I should have the manga in front of me as I go, you know, but that's part of the fun, right? See what I can remember. Not when I remember it. It's more like this gives life to the memory. You understand?
Behind the next wall, they break through. Listen to yourself. We're soldiers. We don't get to decide who lives or dies.
What are you waiting for? The Titans are closing the gap!
Yeah, man. That's good. See, I don't remember that scene. If that was in the manga, I lost it. And I like that added some extra layer to the character. And again, I feel like these guys look more drawn or something. I can't explain what it is that I'm struggling with. They look like well-drawn comic. He's a runner or something like that. I don't remember that. This is like a one-page. This is like a one-pager. Because it kind of confused me as to what it was, and I think some comments kind of helped me out. Don't give a damn. Someone explained it. I forget the details. You don't have to explain it, the details, just in case they're spoilery. I don't remember, so let's leave it at that. I know there's different types. That's all I this guy's like a runner. Maybe they'll talk about it explicitly, and that's what I'm remembering. Okay, so it's all good. Time is great. Time is my friend. I can always be reblind. That's my experiences. But this is way more than I remember. Like I remember maybe a shot like that, like the charging shot, and then that. I think that's all I remember. I don't remember how they end this though. By the way, do they have the chapters end with this guy breaking the wall? How do I not remember these things? It says the diagram illustrates the size of humanity's territory. Yeah, I felt like that's what they kind of integrated that into the story, which I thought that was very well done. Anything beyond Wall Maria remains a mystery. Anything beyond, yeah, okay, that's the outside, right? And then humanity's area of activity, part 2. But that was just the start. But folks, I'm like halfway through the episode. We're moving on. I'm doing another episode.
Excuse me, my lords. You really want to hear this?
Walmaria's been broken through. The Titans are.
All of this
they're in.
feels new to me. I hope it's not like from later chat. It can't be. This is in continuity.
This is the end. Forever.
I just noticed the bird hanging
Why was I
on
always
the
such a
window of
brat?
that scene.
Why did I always fight her?
The dead bird.
I never said.
I remember.
I love
remember
you.
what I'm trying to hang on
I
to.
forget to.
Symbolism that I'm hanging on to.
Never.
Birds in the cage.
There's nothing
That
you
the
could have done
anime
for her,
doesn't
you
do because
understand?
it says cattle or something like that.
Because I'm a kid. Because I'm weak.
Now let's go back to see if I
Last long
did I
as
miss
a
something
damn
here.
coward.
Just food. It's food. There's like rabbits, like prey. So there's might be something there, and then we know that when we know what happens to them.
It's all
It's gone. The mom, right? The gone. But I like it's a symbolic there. Even though it's like birds in the cage and cattle for food, but birds be free was how this started. But then there's a bird in the window for her, and windows is a big. It's a symbolic thing. Windows too. It's usually like transcendent, a symbolic of something transcendent, or like kind of looking towards the other world. Like the world outside is sometimes symbolic of the other world. Depends on the
There's nothing
scene.
you could have done for her, you
It worked
understand?
there though. Inner strength. Build up.
It's over.
What are you?
What's wrong? You see something? Eren.
I don't remember the scene happening on the boat. You know what I mean? I don't remember this at all.
Every last one.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's kind of more epic than I remember. Wait a minute.
Stay with me, boy. Wake up.
Definitely didn't get that.
Stop it! Please, you're scaring me! I don't understand what
Yeah,
you're
the
trying to do!
flashback.
Just give me your arm.
No! You're insane! Mom's gonna push you off the deep end!
Shut up.
The key brought up again,
Damn
which
you. This is the only way.
the anime is highlighting better than the manga.
Whatever you do, you must reach it. It's the way to the truth. One day you'll understand.
I think the manga is well done, well put together, but the anime really does
That was...
put the pieces better together from a flow perspective,
It's okay. You were just
absorbing it, you know?
That was...
It's different, it's different. I'm not gonna say it's better.
nightmare. Shake it off.
It is different. And it's still effective. Because again, that focus on the key again, the anime just like really makes you
Now it's where they corral the refugees.
hone in, right? Where are we in the anime? Yeah. So here, let's talk about that a little bit. That's what you come here for? Have you? Because if you haven't, you're about to learn. So, because we're 2/3 into this, or almost a 3/4 mark, that's the Act 2B going into an Act 3. And generally, there's this pattern I call the secret weapon, which is just, it not that it's a weapon per se, but it's something that you hone in on that particular portion. Like it's like ratio based when it comes to a story arc, and when you think about like what's the item that's going to be meaningful for something, and it's like you're supposed to pay attention to it. So what the anime does that the manga does not do, because it's kind of like, I think it's just 1 or 2 pages with the flashback mixed in. I even distinctly remember the flashback not being a full page, or maybe it was a page and a half, like it wasn't just one full spread, something like that. So it was very fleeting, whereas in the anime they took the time to refer to the flashback, but then also when they pull back to the modern time, we also get back to the character. They have this exchange with the sister, which I don't remember being in that scene, but they've collapsed it so that there's another chance for the audience to focus back in on, oh, the key thing that was floating around and that flashbacky kind of thing, oh, he's wearing it. So just remind us so that we keep, subconsciously it gets filed away. It might not come back for the rest of this episode, but that's how the narrative ratio sort of works, to see that event right before the closing of an episode, because it's supposed to come back up. Now I don't know how they'll do that here, because I remember in the manga they don't,
All I've had for 2 days is a moldy bit of crust.
but we'll see what happens here.
Dignified existence.
Yes, we gotta beef up the herd, though. Eat up, the Titans like a
Oh, the
little meat on their
herd
bones.
comment there, cattle, and trigger. There you go.
Wanna keep you in cages. Shove you out to the front lines.
Cages.
Oh, damn it!
See, I don't know if that's in the manga, but the anime isn't what it's just more clear about these patterns, you know? I feel.
Put on their bones.
Because just to be clear, I am watching these blind. I've read the manga, but because of narrative patterns and my studying around this as an algorithm, effectively, writing, whether subconsciously or not, does tend to follow these patterns. And this one's doing it explicitly.
Eren, wait!
Right? We know it's a character trigger.
Shove you out to the front lines as a buffer. Oh, damn it!
Buffer. It's
picked the wrong man,
like,
asshole.
it's a cannon fodder, right? Put in front line. It's just like to die like animals.
Spineless cowards! All of you! You don't know!
So he's afraid of being a coward. He's calling them a coward. He's projecting. He doesn't want to be that. He doesn't want to be like them. And so he's gonna.
Like! You seen one? You seen what they can do?
you
he
little
uses
bastard.
this as an opportunity to
He didn't mean it. He's just
communicate
hungry.
his inner thoughts,
We
you
all
know.
get that way. Speak our minds out of turn sometimes. Forgive him. I beg you.
Proud to show gratitude to a coward. I can't
Yeah,
do this. I'm going back to
really
Romaria.
sticking to that word, huh?
Titans have to pay for what they've done to us.
And
Hey,
again,
now,
going back
you're
to
not serious.
revenge.
That's your stomach talking.
I just feel like way more overt
No, it's not.
here than in
Wake
the
up. The
manga.
guys standing between us and them are just a bunch of talk. Leave! If you want to scrape by on the charity of cowards, that's your thing. But I'm not a parasite.
Jesus,
Differently.
maybe a
Take your
little
shoulders
bit
out
too
here.
far.
For
But
God's sake, we can't even find food on our own. We're parasites. We're cowards. Titans are the top of the food chain, period. Pride be damned, we do what we must to live. Your mom didn't ask us to be brave.
whoa, see again, I don't think I picked that up on the manga, but distinctly your mom, boom. So that separated it. I didn't get that in the manga right away. I had to speculate based on more
Mikasa!
Eat
suppressed.
it. She asked us to stay alive. I'm not
I
about
don't
to let
remember
her
any of
down.
this. Holy crap. I don't remember any of this. They're making it so I don't know if I should continue, to be honest. I'll leave it to the audience,
Days
you know?
later, throngs of starved refugees.
I mean, I don't feel like it's ruining anything of the manga for me. I feel like it's adding more to the manga, but I am going to now experience the manga with these extra layers that the anime is giving to me that I had to construct myself as, you know, by reading through the chapters.
This world will never feel like home. That's it. Next year I'll be applying to join the cadets.
Wow, this is a whole bonus. This is like
Strong enough to
between
fight back.
the part I thought I was gonna watch.
Don't have to. I do.
This was not it.
Damn it. I'm not trying to drag you in. Look, there's no point in following me in my death.
Yeah, and if I can help it, then it won't be your death.
Wow. It's crazy how they pulled this
All right.
off.
Together then.
Cause like I remember the skeleton of that story line, you know, but not like that.
I'm Commandant Keith Shottis.
Crazy.
You will grow to hate me. Training is gonna be a white knuckle right
This is
through
great.
hell. If I've done my job, you'll be waking up in a cold sweat from memories of this place every night for the rest of your
This is a little
miserable
more
lives.
epic.
Right now, you're nothing. Livestock. But over the next 3
No
soul-crushing
dissing on the
years,
manga. I think
you'll
it's
learn
also-
to take down your own Goliath. Remember this moment when you come face
Maybe
to
it's
face
the
with
art,
it.
because I
Here's
just like
where
the
you
art
ask
here better.
yourself, am I a fighter?
No
Or
disrespect to the
am I
manga.
Am I gonna be ground up to pulpy human grist between boulder size and sizers? Or am I gonna be the one to bite?
Oh, I'm a fighter, all right.
Yeah.
And before I'm done with them, the Titans will grow to hate me.
Jesus. I mean, he's just coming across a lot more like pronounced in this. Whoa. I'll keep watching credits, sure. That's an interesting shot. Whoa. I'm gonna take this some. It was like artistic liberty there or something. That was like a cool shot, but like it really focused on the scarf thing, and then that's focused on birds again. Could just be a thematic thing. I think keep going back to. I think it makes sense. That's the way the manga opened up. It should matter, and that scarf again. So I don't know what the heck's up with that, but we'll see. And the stars?
It isn't easy.
No. Actually, what I've read the manga. Calm down.
Passion's no guarantee you'll stick the landing.
As I feel like I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna watch the next episode because I'm still in volume 1 as far as I can tell. I just feel like the anime is taking some liberties to fill in a lot of gaps. A lot of gaps. Not just from the setting perspective, because this did a better job of explaining the impact of that breach and then the impact to the civilization that had to push to beyond Wall Rose, into Wall Rose. And I don't remember the manga kind of showing little set pieces to help tell that story along. It ramps you through to the way this ended, which is you're going to be cadets, or you're applying to be cadets in the academy and whatnot, right? So I do like the approach. It gives for a better consumer experience. Like if I were to give this to someone who has never read a manga or watched an anime, this becomes easier to follow than if I handed them off an Attack on Titan. Might they still enjoy it? Probably, yeah. It still does what it needs to do, but the pacing is just completely different, and this feels more like it has like generalized sensibilities. It feels like I'm undercutting the value of how this got put together. It's not what I mean. I mean, it's like it's approaching the broadest audience is what I'm trying to say. I might just not be finding the right words to be cohesive enough about that, but hopefully I made my point clear. I do think these are completely different stories, but they're not. I feel like I'm literally still experiencing what was in the manga, but it's more. But it's still what I experienced in the manga. It's hard to explain. I think they did just a really stellar job of not just honoring what was in the manga, but reinforcing it with their own embellishments that still stay within the intent of the manga. Because the lines I was hearing, I still feel like I heard in the manga, but I don't remember any of these scenes. The way they played out, I don't remember any of that. So I will have to read the first volume again, just so I can separate the manga from the anime before I return back to Attack on Titan Volume 2. I am going to watch Volume 3 next, though, because I want to at least get caught up to where I am in the manga, so I'll catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, everybody. Peace. Hey, everybody. Shay here. I am back for another reaction to Attack on Titan. This is for Episode 3. This is on Netflix that I'm watching this, and it's called A Dim Light in the Darkness of Despair. Humanity Rises Again, Part 1. So this is what I remember as being the second half of Volume 1 of the manga, and so I'm trying to kind of get a recap so that I can continue the manga series and do the reaction and analysis series. And so this is kind of just a preface, but also I would like to do these as I go, where I'm comparing the anime with the manga experience. But the manga does come first. Don't worry about it. I am not going to keep watching this to the point where it spoils the manga. For those of you who want to see the manga breakdowns and analysis and reaction, I am absolutely doing this so that I can get back there. And so we'll see how long I can do this for while I'm still within the safety zone for the Volume 1. If I feel like even halfway through an episode, I feel like I got to that point, you know the point I'm talking about, the end of Volume 1. If I get to that point, I'm going to stop immediately. So if it happens here, I'll stop immediately, but I don't think it will because of the comments I made in the last episode where I feel like the anime is adding a lot more contextual substance to the storyline, to the narrative that isn't in the manga. There's a lot of fill-in that a reader has to do when reading the manga that sort of increases the pace of the story and gets Volume 1 to make its point so that it hits the market and it, you know, can get the attention of people who want to see more, and they come back by Volume 2, etc. So it's a whole different marketing strategy that needs to go into the pacing of a manga as opposed to pacing of an anime. And I do feel like the anime is taking its time, or maybe it's doing that because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the anime started before the manga finished, and I know that the manga finished. And then I realized like a couple months ago that I don't have all the volumes, and I'm panicking because if those sell out and then I end up with this gap at the end, I'm gonna be pissed. Anyways, but maybe they were intentionally knew that they had this room that they could do filler, but it's not filler. Sorry, that sounds like a negative. That's like got negative connotation in this community, which I'm just learning. I'm a noob to manga and anime, so but not filler. They gave it substance. They give it more substance, and they're like, hey, we got time to give it more substance. Anyways, we're going to give this thing a start, and of course, blinders on this time, right at the start, for the copyright gods. Again, not in the manga. I remember. Enough.
I'm afraid that's the case, sir!
What's the point of all the intimidation? It's a rite of passage. Through stress and denigration, we revert them into blank slates. From there, we can mold them bit by bit into proper soldiers.
Military police, sir. The best of the best. That's nice. You want to live in the interior, do you? Yes.
That's right, that guy. Oh!
Recruit. If you can't handle this, Kirstein, then forget about joining the military police.
Was that in the manga?
Your face, you smiling idiot.
Oh, me? Sir! Connie Springer from Rockako Village, sir!
You have it backwards, Connie Spring.
Oh!
That was the first thing you were.
I don't remember. This is like way more excessive.
On the systematic destruction of our people. Is your heart on your right side?
I don't remember. This is all new.
You there. What do you think you're
It's amusing because I know just enough now
You are officially
that makes this amusing.
Who the hell are you?
It sat there in the mess hall begging to be eaten, sir!
The theft, I understand. But here, why eat it here of all places?
It looked quite delicious, and it was getting cold. So I needed shelter in my
Wow!
stomach.
Stop! Wait!
Why? I can't comprehend.
Wait! Pause. That was like a scene that happens on the wall. Like in the manga, there's a scene between the cadets, and she talks about having stole food from the mess hall, and that became a thing. And I was trying like why is they're having this moment about this thing that they stole but they shouldn't have stole, and it's like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. The anime actually fills it in. This like story comes up as part of the grind, the sergeant grind.
Eat that potato.
Are you asking me why people eat potatoes? I'm surprised you don't know, sir. Here, sir.
What?
Have half.
This gives it way more substance. That's my key, the new keyword.
I
What?
thought Shadis was gonna kill Potato Girl. I know. What a hell of a first day.
Come on, that's great.
Told to run to the sunsets, didn't seem to...
This is better done. This is better done. I know, I'm gonna keep going with the manga. Don't worry. I'm just saying that there's such a great flow here and character development. They're doing such a great job of giving it just more substance, man. It's stringing it all together. All these moments. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't hear him like this in my head while reading the manga. He didn't sound like that. Like, he sounds like that typical, I guess, anime manga protagonist character. I would say that's probably my one criticism of this so far, and that's subjective because it just doesn't sound like what he sounded like in my head. He was a lot not weaker in my head, but he had more to evolve in my head. Like, he was still kind of broken up and trying to find himself. And then, because like in my head I was like, that's the development, is that and one day he's going to become hardened and he's going to start talking more like this. I feel like this is too early.
I waited years to be trained as a soldier. All of a sudden, the
I
reality...
mean, I get his desire and his...
I'm joining the scout regiment.
He did have these thoughts, but they found in the manga they came across to me like a reactive like impulse, but not really ground. Like, he didn't have the stuff fueling what he was saying. He didn't have the experiences to fuel what he was saying, you know?
And I'm sending the Titans back to hell. I'm gonna butcher them all.
Hey, are you crazy?
Like, he's just speaking like a maniac.
It's my business, but signing
That's
up
what it
for
comes
nonsense
across
is
as with his voice.
Or at least I will. You seem content hiding in the interior with the MPs.
Like, he sounds like a villain right now. I'm not sure I'm with it.
Wanna be pretending he's not as piss scared as the rest of us.
Are you trying?
And this is where in the manga we learn about the whole inner the police force, something like that. Like, right, that's what this guy.
All right, sure.
There's
no difference to me.
no point to this guy. He wants the safety of the interior.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry as well.
That's not how that played out at all.
Excuse me. I just wanted. I mean, I've never seen anyone like you before. I mean, I'm
What?
sorry. You have really beautiful black hair.
Thank you.
What?
Insist on worrying. Worry about how long your hair is. It's gonna catch up with you in a bad way when we start on the ODMs.
Okay, fine. I'll cut it. How short should I go, do you think?
What? That seems odd.
What the hell? Leave my clothes
Like,
alone!
extremely odd. I remember a flashback with like something with hair. I called it out in the manga. I think it was a flashback and the hair length was different. No. Oh god. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to reread volume 1. I feel like I called something out with the hair length, but like that, it wasn't that scene. And that sounded mundane. I don't remember it coming across as mundane to me.
What did you wipe on me?
Don't worry. Just my trust.
What? I don't even know what's going. I don't. Okay, let's just roll with it.
I'm sorry, there isn't more. It's all I could take. Hey, hang on. You really should drink a little water first.
What the heck?
Laura, goddess, aren't you?
What is going on here? Oh, see, they're even giving substance to the way these things work.
Like her. Completely steady. Yes. He proves that drive and dedication do not always translate into capability.
What is your major malfunction, Yeager?
What?
Straighten yourself up!
Why am I? How do I work this thing?
What?
This can't be happening.
I don't remember that. Also, this was a cool little point here because in the manga they do the whole breakdown of how these I forget what these things are called. Harnesses?
How do I work this thing?
That would make sense. Mobility gear. Mobility gear? Yeah, be patient. Just get to the point and read it. Information available for public disclosure. Omnidirectional mobility gear training. Part 1, human beings generally move about in 2 dimensions. The harsh ODM gear training regimen is meant to help one adapt to movements in 3 dimensions. Information available for public disclosure. Omnidirectional mobility gear part 2. Training requires great physical strength, like strength, spatial perception, and the mental fortitude to remain calm at all times.
Just remember
All right.
the basics and you should be fine. No need to try any fancy maneuvers. Just focus on your balance. Then distribute your weight evenly between the belts on your waist and your legs.
Loosen up your stance a little bit. If I could do it, I know that you can.
Okay, a loose stance, but balanced. Let's give it a
I
shot.
mean, this is the typical, story, character development arc of developing yourself. You go from Act 1, you're completely incompetent. Now, we didn't really get that. We got a lot of words, but no actual backup, you know, like that experience. So that's why he sounds like a crazy person. Then we're getting Act 2. It's the Act 2 of this episode. We're halfway through. We're going from an Act 2A to an Act 2B. So we're at that catalyst, not the catalyst point. We're at that pinnacle point. There's usually a victory, but that victory turns into a failure. And then the failure later into the Act 3 is where it pivots back around. Because we're right at the midway point. So it's either going to happen now. Midway is like he's going to learn, but then this becomes a failure. I'm not sure. Let's see how it plays out. Because this isn't in the manga. Right? So. Oh. Maybe that was it. Oh, and the scene ends. So that might be it. So now we have to get the no, I'm not sure.
Still time to get some practice in come morning.
Yeah, so that might be it because it actually went worse. So the part I'm talking about, we're at the 50% mark, is that you get this victory. It's called the false victory pattern for me, and that it turns into a defeat. So the victory, although this one is like, okay, he's going to get extra training from his sister. His sister's got this high aptitude, but because of his failure, he's actually going to go to the fields. So it's like it's like a penalty. In some other methodologies, it's called a whiff of death. So it's like a metaphorical death or a real death. This might be it. It's like you can't do it anymore. It's like you have to give up.
There's a lot more to
It's like part of your identity. You have to give up. Yeah.
What are you saying? After everything
You're not good enough, you know?
What happened to my mom? You're crazy if you think I'm just gonna walk away.
I get it, but it doesn't matter how determined you are.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because whether or not you're fit to be a soldier isn't up to you.
Whoa. What? I mean, it's not up to him.
Let's go.
The characters are getting to know each other, so it's like forming some sort of like a deeper brotherhood with this group. But we're getting character context. I just don't. I either don't remember or I didn't get it.
Those rumblings were the sound of death getting closer. I looked out my window.
I get it. No. Maybe it comes in a later a little later chapter.
Everything is just a blur. I think we all.
It just doesn't make sense to me because this happened. Like I know what happens, and it gets wild. It gets wild, man. Volume 1 gets wild, man.
Basically, what I've been trying.
There's no shame in caring about your life, Bertolt. We all do.
Yeah, but this is giving way a whole different feeling and vibe to some of these characters than I had at the point that I'm at in the manga, which is the end of Volume 1.
Do we? I'm going to return.
As you've noticed by now, I'm not in so much reacting to this as I am analyzing and comparing it against the manga. I don't know if that's been clear. I think I made it pretty clear. False defeat at the 75% mark. So let me explain that one real quick for those of you who haven't seen me do this before. So at the 75% mark, you get what I would call the false defeat, which is the opposite of the false victory, which happens at the 50% mark. I'm really oversimplifying this, but this is just a quick like cheat sheet, quick dirty way of kind of trying to listen in to how the story is flowing. And what this one means is that he's at the lowest of the low, and then something happens and gives him a win or a victory. That doesn't have to be explicit, overt, right? It needs to be like mental, like to himself. Maybe he learns how to balance just after this, right? Like it's going to be something that turns it back around. That the anime is doing that the manga did not do. So the anime is putting a lot more care into character development.
Be an expert. I know you've got what it takes. I can see it in you. Am I wrong?
You see? So there's the positive uplift.
Thank you, Reina. Thank you.
So it wasn't overt, but now he has peer support, and now he's gonna go to the test,
Eren Yeager.
and he's gonna do it because that's the way that's how this has to turn around, you know? Or maybe he does it in a creative way, you know?
Nobody has more guts.
Proceed.
It would be a little bit like, you know, I'd like to have seen the journey a little bit more.
I won't fail again.
You know, not just that he decides it and so it is done.
Not without a fight.
You know, like it's still epic, but
I did it.
oh,
No, I'm doing
okay.
it.
Oh,
No, not yet. Once more, I can do it.
Lower.
oh no!
I'm finished.
Wagner, please exchange belts with Mr. Yeager.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what? Please
Your
exchange
equipment was
belts.
defective. If given a piece of functional gear, you might not be worthless after all. The Quartermaster didn't notice this broken clasp. Might have to visit the supply depot and crack a couple skulls.
I still did it, even while wearing that busted gear.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I didn't wash out.
You made the cut. Now keep training, cadet.
I did it. I really did it.
I thought I was gonna be defeated.
Fight the Titans. You don't have to worry about me. Not anymore.
His failure was the win. You see that? See, that's
Guys are
storytelling.
saying he doesn't have to leave me. Not anymore.
Aw. Damn. Yes. This animation's great. Woo! That was good. That was good, man. That was solid. 15 seconds to see just how far this next episode's gonna go.
We can beat the Titans.
Yeah, 'cause that's the wall. This is the wall episode.
Is given a grim reminder.
That might be where I need to... Well, no, maybe after that is where I need to stop. So, let's give some closing thoughts here, because I was... funnily enough, is like, for those of you watching the manga breakdown, I will do the narrative pattern breakdown for what I think is the arc. And, you know, it's a little more difficult to do with manga, of course, because it's sequential, and that the volumes itself doesn't represent an arc. But as a product, and that's where the distinction comes in, is like when you're evaluating something using narrative patterns like I do, you have to take a step back from the story itself and think of it as a product. The product that's going to market is going to be absorbed, consumed by an audience, the consumer, right? And I believe, this is subjective, that when you follow the narrative patterns that have just been around for hundreds of years, that you are tapping into something that's subconscious and makes someone enjoy a product more. Like, they don't know why they enjoy it, they don't know why they want more, they don't want, like, there's these subliminal things that trigger, because it just goes back to traditional storytelling. There's reasons for these things to work the way that they do. That's what I've been evaluating. And so when I'm looking at a manga, I have to do it more agile. I have to kind of listen to what the story is saying, and then feel out where it is that I hit that Act 1 to Act 2 mark. When I hit that, then I multiply by 4. Then I try to see if that comes through. And that's not always the way it's not going to fit the whole volume. Sometimes a volume might have 2 of these arcs in it. Maybe it cuts off, like in Volume 1. I feel like it cuts off inside Act 3. But for the most part, it allows me to see how it sticks together as a full product. Because if it's a product and there's 4 chapters in it, I would expect that the pacing needs to be such that it gets to the end of that volume and it feels like an Act 3. Even if, from a narrative perspective, if you put just all the chapters lined up, it might not be the Act 3, right? But as a product, it needs to feel that way. That's how I feel about it, and so that's how I evaluate things as I go. But you can see like the juxtaposition of me evaluating an episode, and I stopped it at the point before I knew it was going to happen, and I explained to you how the pattern works in the most, like, and again, I've got there's a lot more patterns than the ones I keep calling it, but those are the easy ones, and makes it very easy because I know exactly that they're at the 25, 50, 75% mark, and makes it easy for me to know where I am when I can translate my thoughts to all of you, you know. But this is very granular. I can go down to the minute, I can go down to the 2-minute mark possibly. It's not always going to be perfect. So the point I'm making is that even from an episode perspective, this episode was constructed with those patterns in mind that make up that traditional sequence of what I call schema. And so the one I called out happened because the one before it was so explicit. It was the I'm so good, but then realizing you're a failure, midway point, and then I'm a failure, someone giving you that support, the secret weapon, which to me, the secret weapon in this one was the Brotherhood, was that unity. Why? Because the manga didn't have it, but the anime did. Is that he went on that walk, and the walk even symbolically in storytelling, it's like the walkabout, is like the finding yourself. Not only that, they went to the woods, symbolically, a massive symbol, especially in fantasy, where when you go into the woods, it's finding yourself. It's a search for the inside. It's like trying to see the woods from the trees, right? They literally break a clearing, and they can see the forest. And that's when he comes to, realizing he has the support of his peers. And then he takes that energy back to that test with him, and then he tries it. He succeeds. And it's like, okay, that was kind of, for me, like when it happened, I was like, that was kind of sloppy. It kind of came quick, and there wasn't a real thing that makes that reversal. And then, of course, he fails. And I was like, wait, not just broke the entire pattern, I'm a failure. It's like, no, just kidding. His belt was a failure. He over-succeeded because he succeeded with the failure. Like, I can see the transformation maybe happening in the anime where it's like, it's all about him. It's what he saw. It's what he wants. It's like, he's going to kill the Titans. And maybe he needed it's not just for him. It's for the people around him. And hopefully that becomes part of his character too. There's my closing analysis and thoughts on this. The anime is great, man. It's great in a whole different way. I am looking forward to going back to the manga. I'm really excited to go back to the manga. It's an entirely different experience, and I really do have to experience them as completely different experiences, because this anime is doing things that at this point, I'm just hoping that it's not stuff from like way later in the manga series. But in my head, I was like, how can it be? Like, I feel like the anime knows things that I know some things that are coming up next, you know. But like the anime knows just enough things that they're foreshadowing things in a very clever way to embellish these characters so that when stuff happens, it's like it feels more intentional. Whereas I didn't really take that from the manga. It's extremely fast paced, and so you have to fill in a lot of the blanks. I think I've already said that in different words in the past episode. I'm gonna watch the next one to see if it lines up with where things ended off in volume 1. It could, but I also think what's gonna happen in the next episode is that they're gonna end with that wall to the Titan, and then I'll be honest, I don't remember chapter 4 of volume 1 because I feel like there was this epic moment with him and the Titan, and then there's something in the city. Like this scene right here feels like a chapter 4, volume chapter 4 to me. Like something happens in the city, and the way that ends, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire. Ready? Peace. Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome back to another blind reaction to the Attack on Titan. We're watching this on Netflix. This is episode 4 on Netflix, The Night of the Closing Ceremony, Humanity's Comeback Part 2. Now I feel like this is where I'm at. This could be chapter 4. I don't remember. I don't even know if there's a part 3 to this because I never checked the listing on Netflix so that I don't spoil myself. I just played episode 1 and I started pushing forward, as you can see on the screen right here, so that I didn't, I just don't see anything I don't need to see, you know what I'm saying? I do intend to go back to the manga as soon as I get to the part after the Titan fight. That maybe happens here, or maybe it cliffhangers here and then continues in the episode 5, and that's where we stop. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, I am evaluating these separately because the anime is doing a lot more stuff than the manga does. It's covering a lot more ground. I'm not sure how it does it because it still feels like the pace is relatively the same, but yeah, but the character development is just, it's stellar. It's stellar in the anime. Stellar. And because I know even just 2 small things that are happening very shortly, and because of what the last episode was already alluding to with some of the character development and some of the foreshadowing, I think the payoff is going to be way better in the anime than in the manga. So this is a reaction. I just realized I've been saying blind reaction. I am. It effectively is a blind reaction because of how much extra content the anime adds to the series. But keep in mind, careful with spoilers. I'm putting the manga first. I'm returning back to the manga. Don't spoil the anime. Don't spoil the manga. Please, I beg of you. And so yeah, let's get this thing started. Blinders for the copyright gods. Oh, let's go. 2 years after joining the cadets. Okay.
Ryder Brown.
Wow.
The mind and constitution of a grass-fed ox, respected by his comrades.
I love it. Oh, look what they did there. Look what they did there. That's very good. Getting like the 2-page spread of character breakdowns, but from his perspective, which is great. And they're giving us this exposition around how to take out Titans.
Eren Yeager, lackluster in the classroom, marginally better in the field, but driven by a sense of purpose that's almost terrifying.
I mean, that's a key word right there, though, man. They got this thing like the setup and the theme that happens in the first part of the story in the Act 1. So key words there. I mean, so here's the thing. If I was watching the anime fully right now and not going back to the manga, I would call this as the start of Act 2. I know it sounds crazy, right? Because I've been talking about Act 1, 2, 2A, 2B, and 3 per episode. Yes, it's also true for a broader sweep of episodes. And for me, this is turning into an Act 2A. Why? Because they're doing a lot of character introductions. This is like Act 2A is generally when you start throwing all the names on the field, and you start to give exposition. What exposition? How to kill the Titans. They showed us the neck weakness thing, right? Or not the weakness. I think that's the only way you can take them out. Something to do with their spine or some vein thing or some shit. Anyways, but it's the exposition episode. It's the start, and it's us getting to know the characters, which would have happened somewhere in the chapter 2 mark. I remember it having happened because all of these new characters get introduced. You're like, how am I supposed to remember all these friggin' names, man? That's how you're supposed to feel at the 25% mark of a broader arc. And so this becomes an arc. And so this being episode 4 at this point, it'd be every 3 episodes, right? 1, 2, 3 would be Act 1, 4, 5, 6 would be Act 2A, 7, 8, 9 would be 2B, and then 10, 11, 12 would be your Act 3 of that arc. That's a breakdown there, another little interlude of narrative patterns as I go.
Give her a little hard knocks lesson in preparedness.
Wow. Again, way
Calming down,
more
not getting you down enough?
substance.
Flat as the dirt you're walking on. I suggest you think back to why you enlisted in the first place.
What are you doing?
Whoa, she's
Provoking.
pissed.
It's the exploration of the skill set, right? So if we look at the time code right there, we're just past the 25% mark.
Are we done here?
So of course we're expecting some of the failure, right? And so the Act 2A of this episode is the exploration of the skill sets of other characters, introducing other characters. It hasn't come slowly,
Ready
but
to take when
what?
the top 10 cadets get to serve in the interior. The rest of us, forget it.
We still haven't
Only
gotten to the
John's
top
only
10
idiot who
selection.
take this part of boot camp seriously.
Oh my
Whatever-
god, this anime, man.
Sure, whatever you say.
Face it. You don't fight the nature of things and win.
You don't fight the nature of things and
Look
win.
around you, Eren. All the sons of bitches really expect us to do is play the game. Don't be a pawn.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I still stand
that
by what I
was
said earlier.
extremely
I've been
relevant.
so fixated on building myself up, I couldn't see it. They're not honing their skills to fight. They're honing their skill to run.
Whoa, like cowards. Like cowards! Remember in the manga when there was like a fight in the cafeteria? And then the sister has to like step in? Oh, it's now. Is he provoking? Did he learn how to provoke? I like that twitch.
Funny. Seems a little backwards to me. Fine-tuning your Titan killing skills so the brass will station you somewhere you'll never see one.
You'd rather I was already getting
Wow.
killed?
Yeah, okay,
Thank you,
that's what I
Outcast.
remember.
Better play the system to get gnawed on.
You son of a bitch!
Bring it on, you little bastard!
That's what I remember.
Gentlemen, please.
That's right. Wait. I thought that ended violent.
You ripped my shirt, you I don't give a damn about your shirt! You pissed me off!
What? Are you crazy?
Sister steps in and
I
punches.
get it. He has something to prove. Sounds familiar. So
Oh,
we can do this.
hey, nice turnaround there.
It's only to end this before things get out of hand.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn it! What the hell was that move? Little something I picked up this afternoon while you were busy
Whoa.
with your thumb up your ass. You honestly believe the military police are your ticket to the good life? You're not a soldier. You're a joke.
Jeez. Way more intense than the manga.
Would someone care to explain the little ruckus I heard just now?
No, that's all
I do
good.
hope everything's all right.
How do I... That character played no part.
Sasha, pass
in
the
the
gas,
manga.
Commandant.
Why am I not surprised? For the love of God, learn some self-control.
Sasha, pass some gas, Commandant.
Why am I not
Oh,
surprised?
wow.
For the love of God, learn some self-control.
Why? Why would you do that?
Reinforce the wall!
This is like the beginning of the chapter.
Country to take back what was once ours.
This is
And the
madness.
maintaining law and
Halfway,
order
yeah.
for His Royal Majesty.
Ooh,
Those
yeah.
cadets eligible for the MP have already been named. The rest of you take a look. These are the top of your class.
Okay, there it is. It's like 3 pages into the chapter, no? Is my memory right? Something like that?
Made it. Our time is now.
Glorious. Holy crap.
In God's name, did I get ranked under Eren?
Hey, yo, this voice sounds extremely familiar to me all of a sudden. Like, I heard it, and I'm like, I've heard that in another anime. I swear. If it wasn't anime, it was something else. But that voice is extremely familiar to
Are
me.
you gonna turn your bullet up and accept it? No,
I mean, he's not wrong.
Humanity's future
His
lies
position's
outside
not
the walls,
wrong.
And I'm gonna clear the way. I'm gonna
He's
get
just,
back
you know,
those walls.
overconfident.
I'll drive them out. And as long as at least one of us can say
It
that,
sounds like a
we're not
maniac.
done.
I think that's a personal struggle inside. He has to do that to overcompensate.
I'll root for you from His Majesty's barracks.
That voice, man.
Oh, come on. You're on top of the class. You'll be wasting your shot.
Oh, sure, you can speak all tough, but other people can't step up.
I made a promise to your mom before she died. I'm not
Damn.
letting you die.
See your mom? Pretty sure that something akin to that happened in the manga, because that's where I took away. Oh shit! And then the scarf, tying the scarf into that memory because of the way that it was drawn. I enjoyed this scene in the manga quite a bit, but it is better. I just keep saying it's better here. It's different. It's different. It's different.
Keep a secret. Because I totally just helped myself to the officer's pantry.
Okay, so they still.
They can throw your butt in the plate for that. Seriously, what is wrong with you? What isn't wrong with her?
It'll be fine. I'm willing to share. Oh, can you imagine the sandwiches?
Put it back.
Yeah.
This is
Do you
so
have any idea how
much.
rare meat's been since the Titans took Walmaria?
So much
A little
more.
bit, yeah.
Ah,
Just look at it this way. Pretty soon, we'll take back all the room we need for livestock.
I would really like a slice, please.
Hey, if he gets one, so do I. Just so you know.
I
Me
do
too.
remember.
I'm in on it too.
This is more. This whole scene looks way better.
If they see us slacking off, we're in for it.
See you guys at lunchtime.
Oh, glorious. See?
Has
See,
it
bro?
really been 5 years?
You inspire people.
Look at us, ready to stand tall again. Mankind didn't start this fight, but we're gonna finish it.
Finish it. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this, man. This felt so cool in the manga. But even that was such a pivotal turn right there. Even here, that was so good. Like, it was like an epic speech. I think something happened in the manga where then I turned the page. And it was like, what the fuck? That was so good. It was so good. Oh my god, this looks insane though in the anime. That looks so good. And then this chapter end is so epic. So good. Jesus. Yes. That's so good. He's just a... Oh, that's right from the book, man. That's so good. That's so good. I love when they do that. I love when they do the nod. They do like a direct nod, you know? But that, like, it looks so good. It felt epic, man. Nah, wow, that's really like making just me want to read the book. I'm trying to go back so fast. Anyways, let's get through the credits here so I can get... Let's see. I mean, it is. I'm still safe. I'm in the safe zone.
Before you can even catch your breath, you're between.
This is it. This is it. This is the part we stopped.
Ultimate sacrifice.
That's it. That's it. Oh, let's wrap this one up. So, yeah, I'm going to be repeating myself over episode 2 to now because it's all the same session, obviously, you can tell. But it's, here, just so that's visually better than just blinders. I'm so disoriented because there's so much stuff done with the characters that it is disorienting. I had a hard time remembering the characters in the manga because I felt like the manga didn't give me enough time with each of the characters in order for me to make them matter for the next episode. But it's like, I feel like had I had that opportunity, I might have, it just, things might have landed with more weight than I feel like they did, but I feel like they're going to with the anime. So I don't know what the sentiments are out there. I think I got some comments along the way, but it's been a long time since I've read the comments that were on the first episode of this, or even in the manga. But I don't know what the sentiments are out there in terms of anime versus manga. I'm afraid to ask because I need people to be very careful with spoilers from here forward, okay? But like, I feel like in just my experience with these episodes, I mean, the anime is just doing such a good job, man. It's doing such a good job at what it's doing. And I say that, but I remember how much I really like the manga. And so I'm internally struggling right now because I've never felt anything that was so confusing. I'm not making any sense anymore because I don't have the future, you know, view that you all have, right? If you finish the anime and you finish the manga, right? Like you're gonna have a breadth of experience here as a consumer that I don't have. But just on what the conversion of the first volume alone into these episodes is profound to me. Like, I don't know how many episodes there are in the anime. It can't be done, right? Like, it just can't be done. I feel like the manga just finished. But if they're only here, and this has taken how many episodes, you know? Like, by the time they get to, like, it's like 37 volumes of the manga. I don't even know if that number's correct, by the way. I just know I'm missing volumes. I think I got 33 or something, 34. Anyways, what was I saying? I feel like for them to get the anime, you'd have to multiply that crap by 5. Let's just say 160. 160, there can't be, I don't think so. I don't think there are, I don't know, someone can let me know. Is the anime still happening for this? Because I don't see how it's possible for it not to still be happening. Was this like, because I know with the Naruto, right, it's like it got to a point where they were basically inventing stuff and it became the filler episodes for Naruto. But I don't follow these, right, this news, right, and so I don't know what the pace is of the anime. I know that there aren't 100 episodes of this anime. I'm fairly certain there are not. I think it's in the 20s somewhere. Yeah, but I'm going on too long about that, and it's not really gonna matter because I'm gonna push through the volumes, and maybe I'll get to the point where I've actually caught up to the volumes so that I can just return back to the anime now, so I can watch more anime because these are really good, man. That's all. These are really good. I'm gonna jump into the next episode because I want to catch up to the manga. Anyways, I'll catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, everybody. Peace. Hey everybody, welcome back to another blind reaction to Attack on Titan. This is First Battle, The Struggle for Trost, Part 1. now, I mean, as I played just right now, as this loaded, I was like, I think I need to be very careful about this because this does say part 1. That being said, I do know that the volume 1 ended with a cliffhanger, and so it wasn't a closure. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last episode I can watch, and I'll be returning back to the manga delve or the manga reaction and analysis series for Attack on Titan Volume 2. Because I don't want the manga spoiled. I mean, one way or the other, I can kind of like catch up with both, but I just feel like being able to watch the anime after the manga, it's something special because I feel like it's adding stuff and not spoiling stuff. So far, that's how I feel. It's giving me context around characters I didn't have, which I enjoy. It's making me feel more for the characters. I know some stuff happens potentially in this episode. I remember things in the manga that don't go very good for stuff, and I need to see how the anime pulls it off because they've set up a lot more foreshadowing, a lot more very subtle kind of ways to connect with characters so that they can then do a rigmarole on us, you know? That's what I'm kind of anticipating here. Or my memory's incorrect, because that's very possible. That's very possible. Strangely enough, I remember less about chapter 4 of volume 1 than I remember of the first 3 chapters. That's the crazy part of all of this. That moment right there, the moment in the last episode, the way it ended, that stuck with me so much that felt like an end to me, and I don't know what happens from here to the other memory I have, which is the end of volume 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what actually happened in the middle there? Because I know what happens with this fight, and it's gonna happen in the first at the first act of this episode. It's gonna be what I remember it being, which is gonna be. I don't remember what happens after that, to the point where things have to escalate. Because I know they escalate. I know this like ends in a very climactic part, and I hope it doesn't. I hope this doesn't show anything after the part. You all know what I'm talking about if you watched the manga series. Because A, I want to mentally catch up to the manga so I can continue it, but B, I want to also experience the anime from the perspective of someone who's reading the manga first, and then bringing that sensibility, that expectation to the anime. I was gonna say analysis, to the anime reaction and analysis. I want it to matter to what I'm bringing to this reaction. So it's not just a reaction. Those of you who have been here long enough now, and you're here on this episode, you should know by now. This isn't a pure reaction. I'm kind of deconstructing as I go, and but part of it is also, and I'll be doing this with other manga that I've been reading. I'm generally intrigued by how these things get converted, because I know with some series the manga's already done, and so they can be more loyal to the pacing of the manga. But this one's turning me around into thinking that I don't know if you have to be loyal to the pacing of a manga, because it's an entirely different medium. You know, it's an entirely different experience, and it requires an entirely different pacing. It's a whole different product. It's being consumed in a different way, and I feel like this anime is now making me realize just how much room these have for a whole different team to look at the manga as a structure, as a framework. I was almost like a guideline and sketch it, like notes of like what you can do if you were to script this as something that has its own patterns within its own framework for a very specific audience that is a watching audience and not a reading audience. The pacing has to change, because you have to bridge some of that stuff with visual flow. Otherwise you're going to lose the audience, because they don't have the time to fill in those blanks. When you're reading, you can say, I need to take a break here, what just happened. When I'm doing the manga delves especially, like I can take as long a break as I want, because I'm also talking to all of you and I'm expressing my thoughts even before I flip the page, so you know exactly where I am mentally when I'm consuming that from a written. It's also visual because it's a comic, right? But even the pacing between pages, a page flip is time, right? I'm just especially intrigued as to how this series has been pulling it off. Definitely not anticipated, not expected at all. I thought like I had maybe 2 episodes left, and this would have caught up, and then I would have gone back to the manga. I didn't expect to be doing this as long a session as I've been doing right now, but I committed to it, and now I've kind of taken something away that I never anticipated. Blinders on, copyright gods, and let's see how they animate this. I remember that arm swing, that was also from the manga, and that swipe right there was also a panel. So they respect just enough, but man, when they can add more, they'll add more, and it's so well done to the pacing. Right. That was the big kind of learning right there, you know. Yeah. This is good. This is like right from the book. Yeah. Oh, so good. Right. reeling him in. I like how they did that.
How did I miss?
That's so good. Whew.
What the? Did he just vanish into thin air?
And then we got to get to the threat, the risk. I don't remember how this flows into the next part, man. I just don't. I don't know why.
Armin, what's wrong?
I like that music in the background.
Worry, I'm fine. Just give me a second for my
I had a
nervous
little bit
system.
of like One
This is
Punch Man,
madness.
like
There's a
hit me
whole
for like
8 years
literally a
left.
second.
Remotely have the end and wipe out the human race in an afternoon. Armin, listen to me. You're focused on the past. Look ahead. We're
Ooh.
not gonna be the victims anymore.
I mean, I kind of saw that for Eren, you know?
Sorry.
Well, yet another victory is
Pawns.
dear.
I don't know if that's in the manga, but they did "Don't be a pawn" on the field, right, or whatever she said. I forget her name. Was that art? That's I don't know. I didn't write it down. Damn it.
Beg your pardon, young man.
The Colossal Titan has laid siege to the city of Trost. Reports say the gate has been destroyed.
Oh, now you're listening, bitch.
This vintage is worthy of your good taste. One man of action to another, I obsequiously accept it as a gift.
Because my dice was like just whatever. What else?
If I may speak freely, should the commander actually face a Titan in battle, he won't feel compelled to play down his skill as he does with you.
That's enough, soldier. Good day.
I mean, roast, but I mean, that's not in the manga. Did I even meet the king in the manga? I don't know if I did.
Don't do this to me.
I don't know if I did. I don't remember. I don't remember any of this from the manga. Here we go. Public disclosure: wall-mounted cannons. Part 1 cannons were the chief weapon used against the Titans before the advent of the omnidirectional mobility gear. To compensate for the lack of mobility, cannons were mounted on the walls. Wall-mounted cannons. Part 2: grape shot, not particularly deadly, but stops Titans in their tracks. High explosive shells, highly destructive, but also incredibly impressive and difficult to accurately aim.
I want everyone split into 4 squadrons as practice. All squadrons are responsible for supply
Maybe it wasn't there.
and is likely to reappear. If and when he does, the inner gate will also be history.
Oh, I see his jawline. It actually looks like armor. I mean, it's called the Armor Titan. But...
Quiet!
Well, you got nothing.
Just one more day and I'd have been heading for the interior.
Wow, yeah, well.
You gonna be alright?
Oh, gee. Nope. Answer, nope.
All of us are suicidal. Damn it! Shut up for a second. We're trained for this. What do you think the last 3 years were about? We survived. We stared death
Look
in
at
the
him
face
go.
and we lived. Not everyone can say that, can they? Some people couldn't take it and either ran or were thrown out. Hell, some people actually died, but not us. Am I right? We powered through for 3 years. What's one more day? You can do this, Jean, all right?
The leader.
He will still be
This
waiting
guy's
for
the
you
leader.
tomorrow.
Just, I don't remember that from the manga. It's like a lot more build up here.
Stop together. Now.
Yeah,
This
nice.
is bigger than the two of us, and you know
Turn
it.
this
We're
shit
on the
around.
verge of extinction here. Have some damn perspective.
Yeah. I remember feeling pretty cool about this. Like this is
Has me off my head.
the pacing here is crazy, right? Because we're on episode 5 now, right? But this is your act 3 of the manga, right? And so you can see the change of pace completely, right? If you can look retroactively to the last 4 episodes, you can see that it was a build up to this moment for the anime viewing audience, right? So you have your first episode was a setup. It was like your act 1 is like, this is the threat. This is the kind of what's going to inform the quest. The quest they become cadets. They have to like pass the tests and stuff like that. That's your Act 2A. You're getting exposed to all the new characters. You're giving exposition on how to kill the Titans. They're talking about the state of the walls and the towns. Your second half of Act 2, which was the last episode, right? You go to the walls, the Titan appears, and then you're now in this episode. The intent here is that this is your roll off from your Act 2 to Act 3. You're rolling off, and you can tell because of the escalation of the pace. I think the art got a lot better. I'm going to tell you, like, I don't remember the art being this good. Like, I really enjoy the art right now. I don't remember enjoying the art this much in episode 1, but it's been almost a year, and I'm remembering the manga more than I am the episode 1 of the anime. But anyways, just wanted to call that out because this really feels like we're passing the halfway point now. This is the escalation point. We know where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to go, but I know where it's going to go. It all has to smash together. Everything that was in the beginning of Act 2, it all has to smash together. All the characters all the pawns in the game, they all have to come into play. All of the strategies, all the exposition is your strat. Like all of that stuff now needs to come into play. And as an audience, we're kind of that's why I'm getting high energy now, is because I feel it. Like this is giving that to me. You know, it's the pacing. It's all in the pacing.
To the scout
We
regiment,
getting a
we do
scene
know
that's not in the
something
manga?
Whether Titans possess human-like intelligence is up
Oh,
for
it's when
debate.
they're talking. We do. This is in the manga. It's like literally the exposition. The exposition came later in the manga of how to kill a Titan, but we already got that because we saw it in the training when they were doing the slicing of it, which was not in the manga. You see, they put it in the right spot for it to feel like that second part, the second act, right,
There have been no
of this
reports of high-level
arc.
communication between them. We
It's
also know the body
it still
cameras
feels
run
like a
by
strange place to
Bad
put
luck don't
this.
live. Their appetite seems geared exclusively
At this
towards
part
the
in the
beast.
story, it
In
feels
fact,
just as
Titans
strange
try
here
to
as it did in the
principle seems to be
manga.
this appetite. Given that
But it's
they've
maybe a
subsisted for
reminder,
a century
you know.
without access to their only source of nourishment, however,
But
we surmise that these creatures
they
do
still
not
in Act
consume
2.
us to live.
Just
Let
an
that
odd
sink
placement.
in. Titans aren't motivated by
'Cause you're
fear.
at-
The vitality of these creatures is
Things are
beyond
escalating, and it's like,
we need to consider events of the recent past to see this.
It's
Mankind
disruptive.
has long possessed a
Blowing
general
off their
tested
head.
chink in the proverbial
No?
armor. That, as you may have surmised, is
Blowing
where
off their
flashback
head.
blades you see here come in. A
Why
great
does
deep
blowing
strike
off their head
goes
not
to a
count
Titan's
as
spot, and the
hitting
monster
that
has
sweet
no
spot?
time to regenerate. They die and stay dead.
Just blow off their head. Well, I guess blow off their head at the shoulders.
Look at it
I
this
don't
way.
know, man.
It's a golden opportunity. Listen up.
Yeah, that's the
Whoever
group
kills
coming
those
together, right?
Titans
Because that's
with
your Act 2 setup.
better not fudge your scores.
Of calling your peer, like peers helped him, and now he's helping the peers. You know, and that's how that balances out. That's what I call a mirror pattern. So if you get something 25% in, you're gonna see a mirror pattern somewhere at the 75% mark. It's gonna be that. It's gonna cap the arc. I remember something like this in the manga. This kind of like frenetic city. That just the city maneuverability was awesome in the manga.
But this is
But
insane.
this is way more dynamic. It's partially 3D. And now it gets bad, right? Like it's gonna get bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, that's the impulsiveness that not the right call, but it has to happen early in the longer narrative, right? You gotta have moments like this so that you can stop doing them later. Damn. Oh, damn. that came across way more violent than I remembered. Woo! Oh, yikes. Oh, yeah. You know, I thought it was pretty impactful. Oh, man. Oh!
My friends
That's-
hard and all I can do is watch.
This is it. This is the moment. I gotta be very careful here. Oh, God! I remember in the manga, too, like, it just felt like you got, like, these characters, introduce these characters, you know? But then everything just goes wrong very quickly. It's just like, what is even happening? Right? Oh, I do remember this. This is such a nice scene.
Just floating around underwater, merchants would have scooped it out ages ago. That's the thing. The scene
It's
never
like the
runs out.
hope, right? Because it sounds like it's just like a random, like, exposition about something beyond the... No, but I think the manga did this part better. Because I was keying into a lot of this from a storytelling perspective. I was keying into the words and what the mangaka was trying to put out there in terms of what Eren perceived as hope. And for him, it's beyond the walls. Everyone else sees danger and death. And Eren sees that's the hope. That's where he wants humanity to go. And so this weird flashback here, when everything has hit the fan, is not him just this random thing, just like disrupting the narrative flow. No, this is him kind of. It's also about the character, right? It's giving you some for Armin. It's giving you some extra, just I guess because they have a long history together, but also that in his way, him giving him this information kind of made him realize why he wanted humanity to not be stuck behind the walls, not birds in the cage, right? That's what I got from the manga, but
Just bear with me.
anime
There's a lot
didn't do
more
that as
salt.
well.
Water that glows like
So
fire.
this feels
Fields of ice.
far more
Giant rocks
disruptive
that
here
take days to climb.
than
Imagine
it
how
does in
huge
the
outside
manga.
world must be. It does
Because we're at such a climactic scene, you know? Like he's dying. Or he's been swallowed as far as you can tell now, right?
They'll know what it's like firsthand. Look at me. We should do it ourselves one day. We
See?
can have adventures
Yeah.
like the guy who wrote this book.
And then that's your second win of the hero. And I remember this panel. Careful! Well, please, anime, do not screw me here. If it does, you know, we'll roll with it, okay? But I really hope it doesn't.
I refuse to die like this, understand?
Yes! I remember the sword being in there. Oh, the gun right there. Nasty! Wait. Wait, I want to hear what he says, because this is the part I want to remember.
I refuse to die like this, understand?
The outside world is out.
We're still going to the outside.
Yeah. He's giving him hope.
Told me about
His
it.
hope back.
I have to see them. I have to. Eren, no!
Holy crap. Oh, that's so much more violent. Holy crap. Not violent, it's just like so there's like it goes through you, man. Just the voice there. Oh no. You know what? We're not no. How do I do not hold on. Oh god, how do I just next episode it? Stop. Okay, we're done here. I can't see the teaser. I can't see it. I'm done at this point. No titles. I'm gonna close this browser down as soon as I'm done giving my outro thoughts. I mean, I can only speculate he's not dead. Otherwise, there'd be no Attack on Titan series, right? It's just like I don't know how he doesn't. I don't know how he cannot be dead. But it's Eren, and I would presume he still has blades with him. You know, and in my comic, did I talk about this at the end of the manga? Like I gave some speculations as to how I see this might maybe going. I don't remember if I did or not, so I might sound like a crazy person that because almost a year ago, okay, but like I do forget the stuff that I say because I'm very impulsive with the way that I kind of react to things. Anyway, so I've got the comic book mindset, you know, and if I see a guy with swords or Wolverine claws or sharp claws or just ways of slicing, okay, they get swallowed. They're gonna cut their way out. That's just like, that's how I would do it. That's how I've done it on tabletop gaming. I've let my characters get swallowed whole and just done as much damage on the inside. That's the kind of, so my writer mindset and my RP mindset, that's where I'm taking it from a speculative perspective. I don't see how it can't not be that. This guy's a maniac. This guy's gonna possibly, so here's how I would do it. I don't know if I said this prior, but it just came to me now because the anime sort of gave me a visual as to maybe where he was at in the mouth. So, and that's where they cut it, you know, and there's a movie in cinema, right? If you don't see the body, they're not dead, right? You don't know if they're dead. If you don't see the body, you don't know if they're not dead. Now that, you know, so if he's getting swallowed down the throat, right? And the weak spot is behind the head here. If I were writing this, I'd do some epic scenario where Eren, despite him having like missing limbs at this point, he would slice on his way down the throat, but he'd slice at the back of the neck from the inside, and then he'd I'm trying not to say the end. YouTube. He'd mess it up from the inside. That's how I feel. This is what I feel. This is what I want. This is what I want to see. And so now they can either go more epic than what I'm imagining. They're going to give me exactly what I anticipate because I think it would be epic, even though I'm speculating on it because I know that would be epic. I feel like I'm right. I feel like I have to be right. And then it's the or he's actually dead, and then I'm going to be extremely confused because if he's actually dead, and I'll know this by the time you'll all see this, like I will have read the manga, the next volume of the manga, by the time you see this. Does he appear in the other covers? It's ever since stacking the books. I haven't even looked at the covers of the manga. I think Eren's like a main character. He is the main character, so he's got to be in the manga. So for me, it's like, if he dies here, it'd have to be something else. Like, it'd have to be something else, right? And if I had to guess at anything else that has been given to us in Act 1, right, is the key. And that maybe that's symbolic, is that it's not just the key, but the key is symbolic to something being the key. You know, I mean, I don't know, but that's all I have to go on. And there's a scarf around the girl's neck, but she's way the hell over there. And even in the manga, she's nowhere near him, so she can't come and save the day. So them being separate, whatever happens, she might get information of that. It might be later. Maybe they separated the characters. There's other drama that can partake in that narrative, which I think is also exciting, and I'm looking forward to returning to. But Eren, it's got to be something to do. The anime has done a better job at giving flashbacks to the dad than the manga. The manga did it, but it was almost felt like an afterthought. But I was very cognizant of when it appeared and why it appeared and the nature of the content that appeared when he appeared. So I'm making a pretty confident speculation that the father is tied into something that is going to lead to this moment. The next moment, it might not be obvious. Don't spoil me. It might not be obvious, but somehow it's going to relate back, because otherwise, why set up those pieces? Those are narrative pieces those are pieces on the chessboard of narrative. I can't help but deconstruct the stuff that I consume now, because I've been doing this for so long that I just see it automatically, you know? And so it does feel like a chess game for me. I'm kind of like, this is what move I expect you to make, storyteller. And then if I see it, it's how I'm going to foresee your next move. And then do you make the move? Yes. Okay, then I'm going to react to that, and I'm going to look for the next move, right? And it's like, it's a very counter chess maneuvering that I enjoy doing. I enjoy seeing the game play out to see if those speculations come true, or how the opponent, the storyteller, to the analysis of this chess game, how they change it just enough to like really throw me off. And so that's what the next part of this story feels like it could be for me. It's either going to be what I want, which is still going to be epic, or they're going to do something that's going to curveball me, and I'm going to be completely caught off guard, and it's going to be a good play. Like, it's like good game, you know, like GG, and I'll keep reading, and I'll keep saying, okay, what's the next game, right? Let's play the next game, and let's see like if things still line up or if they don't, and if I'm just gonna be set free into that sequential chaos zone of just like it's like a soap opera, and now it's like you can't. There's no real long-term arc patterns to be had, because everything's just going to flow and it's going to be constant, you know. And that could happen with any manga that I've been reading, but so far I like to see where, you know, from again back to the consumer narrative, while I wrap this up, the consumer perspective before I wrap this up, is that these still need to be mangas on a shelf, and if someone only picks up volume 1, that volume 1 has to make the consumer want to pick up volume 2. And so that is part of how you construct narratives. It's from a consumer mindset. And if you're just like telling a story, you want the person to like be ready to hear your next story, you know. So it's even from an oral tradition perspective, or a novel. If it's a trilogy, you got to tell, like, book 1 needs to still feel like a book 1. It needs to be closed, right? But you also want someone, if it's a trilogy, you want someone to feel like that's just the start of something bigger, and then it becomes a trilogy, right? And then you read the trilogy, like, holy crap, now you're really deep in the world, and you find out there's another trilogy, and that you know, so things just have to, they compound, you know, and they become an epic, and that's why it excites me. And both of these now excite me. I want to both do the manga and I want to do the anime. And just know, if you're new on this channel, I'll be hopping between both. Manga comes first, anime second. Don't spoil me on either, obviously, because it's going to spoil me, especially on the manga. I don't want the manga spoiled for me. Please be careful with the comments below. Be civil with each other if someone says something they shouldn't, and hopefully that's corrected before I see the comment. You know what I mean? But again, be civil about it, because not everybody has the same definition of what a spoiler is, etc., etc., right? So just be careful with how you treat each other, right? Because I still want it to be healthy and a good experience for everybody, right? And so that being said, also because I have to end this reaction series here before I return. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. It does help the YouTube algorithm find other people like you to share this content with. There's no other way that a small channel can reach new people and grow, and then therefore have the incentive to keep creating content. And so also like the episode, that also sends us a good old positive signal to YouTube. Leave a comment down below, even if you're just saying that you're enjoying the series, something simple. You know, if you've never commented before, you're a lurker, no problem, man. Everybody's invited around here, but leave a comment down below. Just let me know that there's interest in the series on either the anime or the manga, so that I know that I should be investing my time into this, so that other people can enjoy it, okay? Otherwise, I'm going to shift to something else, and we're going to be playing the content game until something like pans out, or I really feel like going back to the manga, and which is what happened now. And so I'm going to, one way or the other, return to things. My plan is to always return to things. It's how fast I return to things always depends on the engagement happening on the channel, so that I can evaluate it that way and try to grow along the way. Thank you for showing up, and I will catch you in whatever stack of videos you choose to watch next. See you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire everybody. Peace.